Pho3nix Sub7 Sub8 equipment review. Look at this, I'm so brown. On the day of Sub7 Sub8, I forgot to bring my sunblock and yeah, got really brown. Silly me. Anyway, I'm going to dissect the equipment used for swim, bike and run. First up, swim. Well, to be honest, there wasn't so much tech in swimming. Of course, in the swim, they were using foam goggles to show the heart rate and that kind of stuff, I think. But yeah, it's been around for a while. Also, they had special wetsuit, but I'm not sure if that made that much difference or not, because if we look at the swim time, yes, there was a strong wind and stuff, so it was actually not that much faster. One thing I've noticed was how Joe Skipper was swimming beside Brownlee, just on the side, you know, on the side of Brownlee's hip, so that was very good position to draft. If you're swimming in a race, just mock that instead of swimming directly behind someone's feet. But as Maka said in the broadcast, that swimmer is gonna get really annoyed. So now the second part, bike. That's where it gets really interesting, because for this Sub7 Sub8 challenge, the bike, the team time trial, that's where they could gain the most. First, Spirig. I know that she had an accident and basically broke a collarbone and punctured a lung and broke a couple ribs, so that might have limited her equipment choice. But I'm thinking if she did use more aero stuff, she could have won. Her bike was specialized Tarmac SL7. It's a aero road bike. It's not a tri bike or time trial bike. Of course, she had aero bars, but the difference between the aero bike with the aero bars and a time trial bike, I've read at 50 kilometers per hour, the difference is 20 watts. 20 watts. I know they were going at 46 kilometers per hour, just above 45 kilometers per hour, and between 45 and 50 kilometers per hour, there's a huge difference. But still, it's definitely not 20 watt difference, but my guess is more than 5 watts. Of course, with the road bike setup, she could really manage her maneuver way better, and in fact I could see that from the ground. I could see Nicola Spirig really controlling her bike well. But she had her drink system just taped under her aero bars, and she was using road aero helmet and no rear disc and a bento box with a velcro on her top tube. She swam with wetsuits but no cuff girds. By the way, cuff girds can make quite a bit of difference, because you know the cuffs are more like a cylinder shape, and with these cuff girds, aero cuff girds, they reduce the air resistance quite significantly. They had quite a bit of time to develop special equipment anyway. I mean, if that was a problem with her during the run or something, why didn't they make a calf gird with a zipper at the back? So basically she could just, in a transition, open them up and just get rid of them straight away. So adding all these things together, 3 minutes difference on the bike. Maybe that could have been a different story. She could have won. And if she had a worry over her handling stuff, because in team time trial situation, people just get in and stuff, but she could have set up a sweeper in front of her so she didn't have to worry about filling the gap on her own anyway. Next, Matthews. Considering how short the notice was, she did really well. She also had this drink system under her air bars, but she sealed it off with carbon pattern sheet. It was actually covering the whole thing, so the air would flow way better. And I'm pretty sure that would have made a bit of difference already. Going at 46 kilometers per hour, yes. She had a rear disc too. She was riding BMC, and that's a quite good bike. Another thing I noticed was one or two support riders rode revolver wheel too, revolver front, tri-spoke. Again, no calf guards. Yeah, I don't understand that. Basically, calf guards give us advantage without sacrificing anything when we swim with a wetsuit. Yes, she was riding behind other support riders, but the difference is when she loses contact, which happened quite a few times, she needs to get back on her own. And that's the time when she burns matches, and she needs to save her energy as much as possible. So that's why I thought that was quite important. Blumenfeld, he was riding a brand new giant triathlon bike. In fact, all his support riders were riding the same model, same brand new, I don't even know the name of it, but you know, the one looks like a city bike, almost like an e-bike. Do I like the design? Yes. I know that many people don't like the design, but having that kind of really wide front forks, that kind of now makes sense to have disc brakes. They were riding Continental 5000s. Yes, that's the tire I use for when I'm racing, but that's totally different situation because normally the road could be rough sometimes, some cobblestones even in Europe, but where they were racing was on a race course, and the asphalt was so good. Yes, there was a 16+K from the swim to the oval, but yeah, I mean, they could have used better tires, or faster tires, I should say. All of them are using Cadex wheels, the front 4 spokes and rear disc, all wearing Pho3nix suit. And yeah, the team was quite solid. A guy behind Team Blumenfeld putting all these support riders together was Matt Botwell. He's 44 years old and quite famous in the UK time trial scene. He made Team Dawn and Lucy Charles Barclay go faster for getting better position and order setup. And I'm pretty sure he helped Christian Blumenfeld to get the best position too. Before the race, or even before the World Champs in St. George, Christian Blumenfeld was experimenting quite a lot of positions, using aluminum spacers for getting his aisle bars a lot further out, or he had a special seat post to bring his saddle a lot more forward. I wish I had that because I often struggle to get the forwardmost position. But yeah, he's sponsored by Giant, so yeah. Now Joe Skipper's Aragon 18 E119 Tri Plus disc. He's been working with Revolver, going to the wind tunnel and stuff, I think. And first he used their drink holder, but now he uses a monobar. The front wheel was their tri-spoke and rear disc. What's really interesting with Team Skipper was they, including the support riders, they had a special setup of elite air bottles stacked up like double like this behind the saddle. The construction of it was quite simple, and yeah, maybe I can do that too. His support riders were amazing. They're all real top UK riders, UK TT riders, and yeah, just solid. Blumenfeld's team was already good, but Team Skipper riders were a lot more tuned in. I think the difference was between using their own equipment, which they were so used to, versus Giant's brand new bike, which they couldn't have had enough time to nail everything down. And I could see the difference. Now it's time for run. Spirig had on running shoes, but I couldn't find the exact model. It kind of looked like Cloud Boom Echo for the logo placement, basically the ground design, but it wasn't. The soles were different, and yeah, I don't know what that was. Please let me know if you do know in a comment. Matthews, she was wearing A6 Meta Speed, either Sky Plus or Edge Plus. Her shoe was in black and green, so must be these plus ones. And Blumenfeld, he was wearing A6 Meta Speed as well, but in gold. It was a special edition. I'm not sure if they were like Sky Plus or Sky Normal or Edge Plus, Edge Normal, but he had his very own design in gold. He had a support guy handing out a water bottle on a bike, but yeah, there was an accident. Talking about a guy on a bike, Skipper also had one. He was carrying a big tank behind his back and sort of like a long boom with a shower on the tip, so he could basically put water on Skipper to cool him down. It was kind of funny. Every lap this guy on a bike had to fill the tank up, and after that he just charged up to catch up with Skipper. Joe Skipper was wearing Hoka Carbon X3, I think. So that was my quick equipment review on Sub7, Sub8. If you have noticed, oh Louis, that's wrong, he was wearing such and such shoes, or she was riding this and that, then please do comment below. If you're watching this video on a smartphone, just tap on a screen and just push this thumb up, please, and subscribe, hit the bell so you get notification for new videos in the future. See you in the next video.